In fact, most people, according to a recent Pew survey, are much more inclined to think of the dangers of AI than the benefits, and I think rightly so. This singularity concept has been pointed out many times. It is a materialist inversion of the spiritual concept of the apocalypse, of the revelation, of the end of the world giving way to a kingdom of heaven. This is why Ray Kurzweil chose the title, "The Singularity is Near." It's a mirror, a black mirror of the kingdom of heaven is near. And Altman and Musk and Dario Amodei and all of them, they all have some version of that guiding the production and deployment of these technologies. And, you know, I hear a lot from people, AI looks like the Antichrist. And as I detailed in the book, and, you know, just trying to riff off a very common conception here, AI as Antichrist. Anti is against, of course, but it is in place of. So what is in place of Christ? Well, you're talking about making the blind see. You're talking about making the lame walk. You're talking about conferring this immaterial kind of supernatural knowledge or wisdom. You're talking about creating a system that could control the whole world. That is, if you just take it from a purely symbolic standpoint, that is an Antichrist at the very least. So when you hear Altman dancing around the singularity as a concept, and, you know, in some interviews he'll be more explicit. He was much more forthcoming before he was in the public spotlight. And what he ultimately sees happening is, you know, kind of a process, as I've described it, kind of a 5-phase process. And all these guys, Musk, all of them see something like this. First, AI is a tool that you use. Next, AI is a kind of teacher. It is giving you information. It's teaching your kids, maybe an entire generation. AI is a companion. It is someone you can trust. It's someone you confide in. It is a creature. It is something like AI in their conception is becoming something like a creature, like an animal or like another human being or like a soul, a God-created soul. And finally, at the peak of all this, they see AI as a God, or perhaps, if they can make one powerful enough, the God. Because they don't believe it in general. They don't believe in a supernatural higher power. They believe we're on a dirt ball floating around in space by ourselves. And so what we have to do is first play God, tinker with the genome, tinker with the human culture, tinker with the human brain, and then perhaps the best or wealthiest among us can become gods. And out on the extreme end, they want to build a God that they believe never existed.
Why are we being so much on this? This is not about the apocalypse that's coming for white collar job. If you listen to the four horsemen of the apocalypse, was it Dario, Musk, Altman? Who's the fourth guy? It's the Google guy, right? Who's the fourth guy?
You know, that Demis Hassabis, or or maybe Zuckerberg.
No, Zuckerberg. He and the Google guys. Well, we'll give you a theory of Google and Meta. They're I'm talking about the four horsemen of the apocalypse. Someone's like, they talk right now about the Big Bang, that this is the Big Bang time for artificial intelligence. Boom. This is where it's going to go, and the acceleration is what they intend. And they're using the CCP. They're saying, hey, the CCP is so far ahead of us. You can't stop us. If we do it, it's going to have a Sputnik moment. We're going to be overwhelmed. Well, hold it. My answer is what President Trump's trying to do. Cut them off from technology, cut them off from all American capital. I don't mean some of it, I mean all of it. You talk about a national security issue, this is 10x fentanyl, and fentanyl is like the worst thing. It's a chemical warfare attack that's worse than the mustard gas in the trenches of World War I. Let me leave you on a Thursday morning in May. I hate to quote the apocalypse, the book of Revelation, according to St. John. And I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals, and I heard, as it were, the noise of thunder, and one of the four beasts saying, come and see. Remember, that's the mantra that's in the entire Revelations. Come and see. That's where we stand now. As sure as the turning of the earth.